This is Margaret Cho, and you're listening to the BiCast, podcasting for the bisexual community.
You put the B in LGBT. You put the B in LGBT. You put the B in. You put the B in.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. We are coming to you from the Prism booth at San Diego Comic-Con. Welcome to the BiCast. Who we got here? Hi.
Aguir.
Saturday. We have other people all milling around, ready to talk. How are you doing, Archer? Are you getting ready for the panel?
Oh, I'm stoked. I'm ready. There's going to be some shenanigans that I'm very, very excited for. So that's going to be, I'm excited.
Yeah, we have the Bisexuality and Beyond panel at 2 o'clock here today, and it's going to be so awesome. Both Sonya and RJ are on the panel.
Yes.
Fantastic. Really excited about it. I think there's going to be a good attendance too. I saw on the schedule like a couple hundred people at RSVP.
Really? I mean, if last year was any indication, it should be good. I mean, the fact that when we did it last year, everybody was like, we did it Sunday afternoon, and like towards the end, it was pretty late, and then it ended up being the biggest part of queer programming at San Diego Comic-Con. So I was thrilled.
We're gonna nail it.
So if we just come close to that this year, I will be very, very, very happy.
Hi, Rain. Hi, Joe.
Yes, bigger, better, buyer.
Yeah.
Is it I guess how does one become more bi?
I don't know. How do you
How does
more
he
bi?
doing it? Just keep doing it, just more and more.
It's like the longer you do the buy thing, the more buy
Oh my
you get.
gosh, Miss Frizzle. Oh my gosh. This is one of my favorite parts about Comic-Con is seeing some of the amazing cosplays. It is.
They are amazing.
Miss Frizzle just walked by, like a really good Miss Frizzle just walked
Oh,
by.
I missed that. I should have got a shot of her.
I know, right? Like I have my camera here too, because I'm trying to get telling people like, wait. It's so much fun.
It's like so much going on here.
I know, yeah.
I know it.
So by the way, if you're at the con, or if you're coming to the con, you're going to be at the con, make sure you stop by the Prism Comics booth, because I feel like every queer person who comes to Comic-Con should leave with at least one queer comic.
Absolutely.
And it's really positive to come here. You meet a lot of people that you just connect with.
Hi, Mary.
Really good about it.
Hi, Angel.
Let me give the number. It's booth 2144 in Hall C, 2144.
And if you look, all you got to do is look for the sideshow booth, and we're like right behind it. We're like towards the middle of the con. If you just head towards the back.
Look for food. Cafe
Of course,
Express.
the queer booth is in the back. We like it in the back, don't we? Sometimes.
No comment.
Sorry, if there's
You
an
can always go there.
That was
I'm
good.
trying.
That
Yeah.
was good.
I try. I mean, this is I make a living on the internet. It's very.
Yeah, what are you up to right now?
Well, right now it's we're just kind of plugging away at the YouTube videos, but also kind of working on some other projects as well. Trying to see, especially with all the drama that's been going on YouTube. I've been trying to kind of look for opportunities beyond YouTube. That's always been the plan, but I think in light of recent events, that's kind of expedited my plans to transition off of YouTube. But I've always had aspirations to work in entertainment, and every time I come to Comic-Con, it's becomes a to-do list of oh my gosh, I have this sci-fi idea now and that sci-fi. It's almost annoying how inspirational this
So you can start making sci-fi videos.
I want to start writing sci-fi scripts.
Okay. You gonna be in them?
I wouldn't mind it. See, that's the thing is I want to start with writing because it's cheap. You just buy a copy of Final Draft and you're fine.
Yeah.
And then if once I get something I'm really happy with, I'm like, okay, let's shoot. Let's this is easy. I mean, are you only going to work in one format for the rest of your life? Or do you
Of course not. I work in all kinds of different music, podcasts, videos, comics, coloring books, artwork.
Done coloring books?
Yeah.
How does one? I didn't know which one.
Okay, I have a Kickstarter going right now for my next coloring book.
For her next coloring book.
Socially conscious white lady.
It's so awesome. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, so which ones are yours? Because there's a couple really funny comics.
This was my previous coloring book.
You're yes. I was gonna ask. This is so good.
This is so good.
This is phenomenal.
It had my sister cracking up so hard.
I lulled severely at this.
I'm so pleased to hear that.
No, this was. I wish I'd known about it during the election. That would have made me even happier.
My next
Do you have a front for you?
I did. I think it's actually up there. Oh,
Okay.
I don't need to show that. That's old. That's some old. Appreciate it. So my
Yeah,
new one
this is the BiBook Award winner this year. This is
Yes.
the best graphic novel of the year according to the BiBook Award.
Oh, yeah.
Talented
What
Tyler
it says
Cohen.
Primerhood Magenta by Tyler Cohen, and I read this. It's really
Also, my new stuff from Socially Conscious
Very
White
good.
Ladies Coloring Book.
They got everything here. They got the
And
best
she's got,
stuff
so
here.
wait, no, you got a teaser of her upcoming coloring.
So I have a Kickstarter going right now for Socially Conscious White Ladies Coloring and Activity Book. You can just go to sociallyconsciouswhiteladies.com. It'll have things like Scarlett Johansson talking about how she certainly wasn't playing an Asian character in Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, it's, what it says is, I certainly would never presume to play another race of person
Here's
who's there.
Tilda Swinton also not playing an Asian character in Doctor Strange.
Also not playing.
Not playing an Asian
Certainly
character.
That's so
There's a
good.
lady sitting down who says she stands with Standing Rock. You
She
know.
stands
But
with Standing Rock.
she's what? What? This is so good.
With heels. This one I love. It
See
says,
race.
I don't see race.
Oh, I don't see
I don't
race.
see
I don't
race.
see race.
Or no, well,
I don't see
I don't
race.
see color. Well, I hope you're not gonna fly a plane then.
Yeah, right.
Don't do that. Shade, yay.
This has become my like con fan. Like I started this at Drag Con, and it's become now my like con fan, especially. Yeah, I was at Drag Con. Grr. I was all over
Victor,
too.
you're back there.
That's your
Hi,
loss.
Victor.
then,
That's
honey.
Victor T. Kearney back there. Famous Victor T. Kearney. You gonna come
Yeah,
back
well, I was
here?
like, wait, yeah, say hi to the stream.
They can sort of see you.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah. There's like this whole back area where there's all kinds of comics and stuff for sale.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of goodies.
What are you up to? You were on the panel yesterday, the Moonlight and Magic panel. How was that?
It was fun. It was great. Talking to people about being black, being queer, being creative,
Yeah.
and having people,
And
kind of
representation.
see other people like them.
Yeah.
Just let everybody always feel that we are represented in a lot of fantasy and sci-fi work. So it was good to talk about it, put a lot of stuff out there, and see some people who are fans of the genre who are willing to do whatever to break in, and hopefully they got something from our presentation yesterday. But it was fun.
I'm sure they did. It was fantastic.
Victor, you're an award
Yeah.
winner,
Great.
aren't you? You're an award winner? Yes. And what award did you win?
Oh. Do you want me to hold it again? Here.
So I'm a board member of. Why am I so nervous?
Don't be nervous. You're just talking to a
I
phone.
just got into this past year, so I hope to figure out great things to do while I'm in Prism, and then really help out wherever they need, and make sure that we are representing not only just for queer people, but for people of color as well.
Right on.
All right. That's amazing. Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, first, y'all they won Best Picture, and then next, let's go into sci-fi and fantasy and get better representation, right? Totally. Yeah.
So awesome.
Which I like. Moonlight. Can we just talk about Moonlight?
Let's
for a
talk
second?
about Moonlight.
Oh my gosh. Just. I mean, the queer black element of it was amazing. I mean, but just from a technical standpoint, like it was just the way it was shot was gorgeous too.
Beautiful. Just a beautiful movie, like
Yeah.
all around.
And then just the fact that it wasn't just like it was integral to the plot, like the queerness and the blackness was like that was the plot of the story. Like it wasn't just they just made it black and queer because they wanted to make it black and queer.
that was the part of it.
It would yeah, exactly. That made it that just made it for
That's
me.
awesome.
And also just the scene where I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a certain scene on a beach or by the beach.
Yeah.
I was watching with my husband. We were both like, woo. Oh, we were just getting a little. We just had to fan
warmer.
ourselves. I was like, ooh, oh yes, Chiron. Also, grown-up Chiron. Can we talk? Can we talk? Can we talk about grown-up Chiron and how just
So good, huh?
Enjoyed that, did you?
very much so, very much.
Apparently he did.
That's not the only reason you should watch the movie, but it is a perk, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between.
I haven't heard. I haven't
Okay.
heard one bad thing about it yet. So
Yeah. I haven't. Yeah, there's no no critiques, no nothing. And also, can we just talk about the Oscars face crack towards the end? Like, it was.
That was great.
If you scroll through my Twitter, you can even say like when they first announced La La Land, I was like, I like walked away from the TV. I was tweeting, I was bitter, whatever. And then it was on Twitter where everybody's like, shut up and look at your TV. Like, turn it back on. And I was like, wait, what?
I totally missed it until like it hit the news because I'm one of those people that used to love the Oscars and kind of just stopped watching over the years.
Oh, yeah?
Because it wasn't relating to me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but,
they announced Chris Rock, and I was like, let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
Let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right.
Yeah.
All right. There are
Yeah.
moments where I was like, yes, I'm on board. And then there are other times where I'm like,
I used to be all about it.
oh, no, wait. No, it was Jimmy Kimmel this year. I'm sorry. No,
Was
Chris
it
Rock
Jimmy-
was the previous year.
Yeah.
No, Jimmy Kimmel this year actually was really good. I was
Was
very
he good?
pleasantly surprised.
It's gonna be you one year.
Maybe.
You're gonna host it.
Maybe. I mean, I'd rather be nominated for one.
Oh, okay. But it's an honor to host.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'll
just
take.
because-
Yeah, sure. You know what? I'd like to get an invite first. Like, I like to just be there at the. That's first item on the to-do list, and then the second would be getting a nomination, and then third would be hosting. That's my to-do list. Okay.
You already did a lot this year. You were really involved with the Resist March in LA.
Yes. So I was I'm a founding committee member and was head of social media for the Resist March, which was, I mean, ever since like getting involved with activism on social media, I've kind of been looking for ways to sort of do more real life in-person stuff, and then so working with Resist March was a nice way to sort of bridge the two, like starting on social media, but then having it hopefully translate to real life, which was. It was really stressful trying to build an entire set of social accounts in only 3 months. That was a little stressful. I'm not gonna lie. And towards the end there, it looked like. I mean, I was biting my nails because it was like we were getting okay traffic. I mean, it was good for the time period that we had, but I'm like, it still wasn't a lot of traffic. And then all of a sudden, just boom, towards the last second, it was like a flood.
Yeah.
And my phone, like, I had to literally. I drained one external battery and I had to like track down another external charger too because I'm like, guys, I'm tweeting, I'm live tweeting.
Look at it was awesome.
It was. I mean, what was the attendance on you guys' end? Because you also were on the board of the Equality March in DC, so we're bi-coastal.
We were bi-coastal, yeah. We are. I think they estimated between
Come closer.
I'm coming closer. They estimated between 150 and 200, I think, but I think that's a big jump.
200,000?
Yeah, I think.
Really?
I think it was more like 100,000 maybe.
I know we got over 100,000 for sure.
I think they were doing the count wrong because it didn't look like it was that many.
Really?
I could see 100.
I had heard at least 90. I knew it was safely 90 for sure. I knew that and then I know for us we were at least 100K, but I didn't hear what our final estimates were.
I haven't heard either.
Just say 500,000.
Say half a million. It was a half a million.
I mean, it was, and I'll
we
tell
did-
you,
we
I'll
did
spill
pretty good
some tea right here too, because I was there obviously like at 5 a.m. helping set up, and I mean the march was supposed to start at 8, and like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock hits, and there's only a couple dozen people, and I'm like, okay, I got really nervous.
did
I was
too.
like,
We were there
okay.
at 7 o'clock.
And I'm like, if only a couple hundred people show up, I mean, it's going to be the most lit gathering of a couple hundred people, I guess, ever. And then all of a sudden, 8 o'clock hits and just. And
same
we
thing
didn't.
happened to us. Is
Yeah.
There was nobody there, and all of a sudden,
There's a flood, and it was like we didn't start. We didn't get started because we had like an opening ceremony, and then we were supposed to march. That didn't start until 9:15 because people just kept streaming in. It was so fun. I was in awe of it, and I was because I was on the front, sort of covering social. I didn't even get to see how far back the crowd went. So I was just, I just saw like I was like, okay, it stretches at least a couple blocks. I'm happy. And then when we started marching, and I was standing on like the corner of Hollywood and La Brea, and it just kept coming.
And they just kept coming.
And I'm like, this is, and it's just for an hour, almost. It just kept going and I'm like, all right, we did something good. And then the people like cheering on from the balconies because there were apartment buildings along the route, and people were just like, yeah, that was fun. And then can I also just say how West Coast liberals West Coast liberal elites are some of the most clever, hilarious sign makers ever.
Oh, there was some good ones.
Hollywood, baby. It's all
It's
creative people.
so good. I mean, I feel like the winner for me was the sign that said, if Hillary were president, we'd all be at brunch right now. That was, I think, that one made the rounds on the internet. That was one of my favorites. It's really good. Did you go to any of the marches?
I missed that.
Okay. What was your favorite one that you saw?
But I can't remember. Oh my God. You make me try to remember things that happened a whole month ago.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
I didn't mean to. I'm trying to think of other really good ones. There's one that had someone is like, it's 2017. It was just a sign that said it's 2017, and I'm like, yeah, it was just.
I think that was one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I can't believe we're still having it. Really, really good. And then someone there was one that was amazing. Someone actually, like, it was like a cutout sign that with glitter and the works of like, and it had like joints that moved and everything. It was a unicorn riding Donald Trump and a rainbow behind it that said resist.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It was like the whole. I mean, people got photos of it. It was amazing, so good. I have like photos of other signs too. And I would
Elizabeth.
randomly would run into like Greg Louganis was there.
Oh my God, that would have been so awesome.
Apparently Charlize Theron was there at one point. Yeah.
Wow.
Hold on.
I know. I was starstruck when I met several years. It was really amazing.
Oh, she's so fun.
But she's so nice. I mean, it was
She's
like,
the sweetest.
Yeah.
I love her.
We got to march together. We got to picture.
I'm trying to think. Oh wait, there's some of the
Oh,
looks
look at
here
that.
too. Like these.
Woohoo! That's awesome.
Just because it was a march doesn't mean you couldn't serve looks still.
That's right.
Yeah, they still all the fish. Oh, and then being there with like members of the original Black Cat protests,
Oh yeah.
which predated Stonewall, by the way. The Black Cat protests in Silver Lake, they predate Stonewall, and so to have two members of the original Black Cat protests grand marshalling the
That's
march
really amazing.
was really, really fun. Yeah. So, and I'm trying to like.
So we want to talk about our panel, our upcoming panel?
Let's do
Let's
it.
talk about our panel.
Yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing for it?
We are going to be talking about how bisexual representation matters and how it is very conveniently erased very often, like in Deadpool and Constantine. I
wouldn't say that Deadpool completely erased it. I would say it more kind of concealed it.
Concealed it.
It's
Oh, I never
definitely
did
it's
that.
definitely subtext.
Yeah.
It's not text for sure, but it's sly. Like if you really look, you can kind of. There's a couple of lines where it's alluded to.
Yes.
Very, very briefly.
Yeah, but it was not. It
wasn't.
explicit,
No.
like, about it, but it was there.
I mean, luckily, they also get a little bit of pass for me because the creators have expressed interest in exploring the pansexuality in future
Good,
installments.
good, yeah.
So that there have been releases all about that. So they also get more sympathy for me for that because I'm sure the studio, which was nervous enough about making that film, was yeah.
Well, we can hope in the future they become less nervous about it.
Well, I think the whole reason why they let Logan be R-rated was because Deadpool was a hard R and did so well that they're like, oh, maybe we won't lose money after all.
See, that's what we need with queer movies. It's just more violence, right?
Yeah,
more
not
violence.
necessarily.
Just kidding. I don't mean that.
She doesn't like the violence.
More
More
sex
sex
in
is
queer,
good.
More sex in queer movies.
Elizabeth wants us. Hi, everybody. By the way, thank you for joining us. Elizabeth wants us to talk about
Wonder Woman.
Yay.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I'm gonna have to sit this one back because I didn't.
You
see
haven't
it.
seen it yet? Oh my gosh.
I don't go to the movies.
I'll let you talk about it.
I mean, I did love the fact that one of the biggest allures to me was that she, like, obviously came up in such a pro-women, like pro-feminist sort of environment, and then she gets hit with the sort of, the world of yesteryear and how male-dominated it was, and just that, it was so fun to see her sort of be that fish out of water and just be like, what is everybody's deal? You know, that whole scene of like, how do women fight, you know, in this dress, I thought was so fun, and just how it was, like, you know, female, not just equality, but almost supremacy was just so second nature to her. And then, you know, it made especially the interactions between Gal Gadot, you know, and Chris Pine's character, that much more fun because, and the fact that Chris Pine's character wasn't threatened by the fact that she was so powerful and strong, like, and it actually turned into a positive for him.
Did it turn him on?
Not that it was like a turning on thing, but it was like, he wasn't intimidated by it, he wasn't overcome by it. If anything, the fact that she was so different in her perspective was intriguing and fascinating. You could tell, like, in the performance, he was just so like he wasn't threatened at all by the fact that she's like, men are not necessary for pleasure. They're necessary for procreation, but not pleasure.
Right.
And the fact that his fragile male ego doesn't like take a hit. He's just kind of like, wow, this is interesting. I thought it was really fun. Like, I loved that. And also I read this fan theory too, that the reason that the Amazon fighting style is so extra is because they literally have nothing else to do all day but learn how to like do all of these outrageous fight moves, which, I mean, makes sense.
What are the Amazon writers and artists and that sort of thing? Are they not a thing?
Maybe.
I would have a hard time believing that there's like a whole like island or something of like queer women and there's not like creative people there.
Oh, I'm sure there is, but at the same time, it's like, what, like you know, I mean, like when there's no men around to distract you, like, what do you do? Like, okay, yeah, you make stuff, but you also.
I can answer that.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. What's the answer?
What is the
You
answer?
learn how to entertain yourself. It's a lot of fun.
It helps if you have accessories.
And if you have accessories, it's even better.
I was secretary. I watched it with my boss and his wife. Love that she just owned the mail. Yeah, no, the line too of like, who is she? She's my secretary, and like that was the fact that he had to like kind of say that line because of you know, this is like World War I, you know, Europe. It was fun. It was just so fun how she just didn't bat an eyelash. She's just kind of like, this is weird. Anyways, I'm going to continue being
So do you think I should see this movie?
I think it's worth
get around to seeing it.
No, I I don't know if I haven't verified it, but I heard that the writers actually verified that she is bisexual. They actually said that.
I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, it totally makes sense. And especially when you grow up. Well, even in the film, where the way she talks about like, okay, yes, men are necessary, they're necessary for procreation, but not pleasure. Kind of implies that she's like, okay, yeah, whatever, I'll do something with a man.
I did.
But for the most part, like, oh, sorry, we're posing for photos.
Or
is he trying to do candid?
I don't know. I just want you.
Okay, yeah, he's trying to do candids. Never mind.
The guru of Prism Comics is taking our picture.
Yeah.
Hi,
So,
Ted.
it's sort of implied in her whole bit about how, you know, men are not necessary for pleasure, that it's like, okay, yeah, we'll put up with sexual contact with men, but in reality there's definitely at least some queerness.
That's how I live my life. I'll put up with it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know,
I'll do it.
It's okay.
I do. Well, this is like personal sidebar. I do feel like different sex couples or different gender couples are kind of fighting a little bit of an uphill battle, as far as I know that because I'm same gender partner, there's a lot of stuff that me and my husband, like, we just get it. We are on that same wavelength. We don't really have to talk about it. Not that I don't enjoy also dating women, but it was just like there are certain conversations that don't need to happen because my husband and I are just on that wavelength. I don't know if you feel the same way. Like
I've never had that.
No?
Never been there.
No.
Well,
Okay.
my history is a little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
all my girlfriends thought I was a dude, so like. It was hard to play the dude role when you're not a dude.
Yeah.
So it was really difficult. So I'm waiting for the relationship where I get to be with a lady. I'm waiting for that. I mean, I've been with ladies, but where I get to be the lady with the lady, you know? Yeah, haven't had that yet.
All right. Well,
So-
waiting for it.
So we just had somebody wonderful walk up and see us. This is Monica Roberts, aka Trans Real. Don't mess with Texas.
Yeah, because right now I'm taking a little mental health vacation from the Madison, Texas right now.
Oh, girl.
My
God.
As we're sitting here discussing this, there is a hearing going on concerning the lowest courts filed SB 3 and SB 91 bills, which would legislate anti-trans oppression upon my community.
Yeah.
So, while on one hand I'm feeling sad, I'm not there to call them out personally, but I'm enjoying being out here. But my first Comic-Con.
Yeah,
This is your first one?
This is my first one.
What's your thoughts about it? What's your impression?
It has been an interesting mix because unfortunately I ran into, at the end, the close of the first day yesterday, a group of people who decided to wear blackface.
Right, I saw that.
Yeah.
You can check out the video.
Yeah, that'll be we can check that out later. But like, hopefully that didn't sour your entire experience.
No, it's been an amazing thing to watch in terms of the different groups of folks who are here for a more positive reason.
Oh yeah,
and you got to be on the Moonlighted Magic panel, and I thought that was completely
it was for my first one to actually be able to do a panel in which we were talking about the visibility of TBLGQ characters, and especially Black TBLGQ characters in media and in the comics and industry. Was one, as usual, one of those discussions in which we barely have enough time to even scratch the surface on a conversation that we could have had for several hours, sort of like what you guys do on BiCast.
I'm sure. But the fact that you started that conversation at Comic-Con, I'm sure is a lot of it.
Yeah, and hopefully it's just the beginning of many more of those conversations that will be needed and necessary to have over the next several years, as long as we're dealing with the travesty of the Trump misadministration.
Oh my God!
We need
I don't even say 45. Yeah, 40. Or what was it? Movie Goldberg calls him the new guy.
I call him Cheeto-Lini, Dear Cheeto Leader,
Cheeto Hitler.
Yeah, Chitler. Twitler.
That's so fun.
Whatever, but you can tell I'm not a fan of the current occupant at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue or his party. And then my idiots in Austin are just as bad in terms of Dan Patrick and the other assorted Texas Republican idiots.
I'm glad there's a big turnout there this week.
Yeah, there's a huge.
And we only had 24 hours. We only had 48 hours to notice.
Wow.
This one. Now, the one I participated in the hearings back in April.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a couple of months to plan.
That's good.
But
Did you grow up with comic books at all or superheroes?
God, yeah.
All right. Who were some of your favorites growing up?
Actually, I grew up reading and loving, and I still love Archie comics to this day.
Really? That's so fun.
And so when Riverdale came out, I was like, I love Riverdale. I really do love the Riverdale show, and the interesting take that they did with those classic characters. Because where Veronica is less mean girl.
Yeah, she's like a hero.
Yeah, not only less mean girl, she's Latina, and the whole family is Latina.
Because Veronica,
Archie,
cute as a butt.
Oh God! And then I was happy to see Kevin Keller was in there.
Yeah.
I was happy to see Kevin Keller was in there.
Yes.
I was happy to see. Betty has less of a nice girl and more. You see more Betty's dark side. You see more Betty's dark side in this show, and then the interesting casting in terms of Molly Ringwald playing Archie's mom. And Luke Perry playing Archie's dad.
I thought that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Casting.
They were fun. They were both really fun.
Do you have a favorite superhero by chance?
Storm.
Yes, of course.
Storm and Black Panther, and I'm looking forward to the movie coming out.
I really hope. I'm looking for. I hope at Hall H they show us something really, really awesome for Black Panther.
Yeah, I've seen some of the trailers already. The trailers are amazing.
Yes.
And it was basically everything I imagined about Wakanda and more. And I was like, wow. I was blown away by the trailer so far. And then, looking at the cast in this, I would pay for any movie that has an Angela Bassett, Lupita Nyong'o, Forrest Whitaker in the cast already.
And then the fact that it's like going to be in a Marvel Universe type situation,
which is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. I'm also interested. I was also happy to see that they also have already included Black Panther's T'Challa's sister Shuri. In this. So that leads me to believe that there's probably a sequel in the works.
Here's hoping.
Here's hoping, pending. How well this is going, but with the excitement.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Like with the way things, we'll just talk about. I'm sure with the way things have been going. Every time there's been like a sort of test, I feel like there's usually like tests for, is diversity going to pay off? Like it pays off and then some. Like Get Out was a really good example of that, where all of a sudden people just showed out in force after they heard how good it was.
One of the first movies where we had realistic gay characters.
Exactly.
And there's money, diverse Hollywood. There is money in diversity.
One example I always kind of go back to, one of the earliest examples is Fast and the Furious. The fact that they're making so many movies and they got everybody's represented in that crew.
Yeah, they sure are.
Okay.
And I'm also not happy about what's happening with Michelle Rodriguez in that franchise right now.
But
pay the lady.
Yes.
Pay her.
Yes.
Pay her.
But diversity has. So I'm hoping that everybody's going to show up for Black Panther like they have with the likes of Get Out and all that.
Trust. Trust. Because one of the things that used to piss me off as a kid was that we actually went through a movie drought for several years where I didn't see movies made at all that had characters who looked like me. So when Spike Lee first came out with She's Gotta Have It, we flooded the movie, and Hollywood kind of remember, we do have 15% of the country that is black and would like to see themselves represented on screen.
And not in like a Soul Plane type situation.
It's just actually getting them to do more dramatic kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Best Picture, we got one Best Picture, so that's good.
And even more realistic characters in other ends of the LGBTQ community, like the B and the T.
Yes. We're working on it.
Like I said, realistic characters. And let me say that word one more time. Realistic characters. Which means you probably need to have, if you want a trans character, somebody that's trans, writing some of those characters. Or somebody who is bi writing some of those characters so that it is more realistic and that realism comes across on the screen.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if there was a franchise or a superhero movie that you would get the chance to tell, a superhero story you would get to tell, like if you had your pick of any superhero like franchise, which one would you choose?
Interestingly enough, I wrote a post today where I speculated if Wonder Woman was trans.
Ooh.
That'd
be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun.
It came from somebody who had basically taken a scene from a Wonder Woman comic and redid the dialogue to where it was reflecting that Wonder Woman was trans and that there were trans folks on Wonder Woman's home.
Okay.
And so that got me thinking. And
Yeah.
I'm like, really, that would be an interesting concept. Because, this is an island with no men. Okay, so you got to have some kind of reproduction way around here. So that would stand to reason. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So that would stand to reason that, and then we do have in Greek mythology the hermaphrodite.
They do.
So that would stand to reason that some of Wonder Woman's sisters would have penises.
I know.
And there would be no need for means if you had some girls on that world that were capable of not only, you know,
What a concept.
yes. You can send me the check for that too.
And out to Monica Roberts.
Oh my gosh, we have a gender bent jubilee behind us. I love
Yeah.
it. Loves it.
But yeah, it's been amazing watching all, talking
Fandoms of
all
all-
the different fandoms and stuff.
That's amazing.
Walking around here,
The scale of it. The scale of it is huge, like
This is
unreal.
you hear about it, but until you actually see it and experiencing it firsthand,
It is.
It's something to behold.
It really is.
It really is.
I remember, like just walking across the expo hall takes like a good 30, 40
It
minutes.
does.
Yeah.
It really does.
But
Just the exhibitor hall.
yesterday, when I came to pick up my badge, I decided to kind of walk around so I could find the location, the room that we were having our panel discussion in later on that afternoon, and getting to kind of take in, just kind of getting a feel for it, and it's just the scale of this convention center. And thinking about the fact that we've got Petco Park, San Diego Padres stadium, home stadium, and they've got events over there.
Yeah. There's like a carnival behind the convention center, and there's stuff going on boats, and there's stuff going on across the train tracks on off-site.
Yeah.
And all around.
And the various hotels have different events and parties and stuff. Yeah.
It takes
this
over.
basically it has become an economic engine to the city of San Diego, to the point where they're now trying to pass a referendum to expand this convention center because they really don't want to lose this conference. And I can see why.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's
this
so
is money.
cool.
This is serious money.
It is serious money. I mean, I've dropped some serious money on it.
Yeah, I was watching somebody drop about $500 on a complete Darth Vader uniform.
Oh my God.
That's actually not bad for a complete Darth
Yeah, pieces of it. And stuff.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm seeing helmets that start at 50.
Yeah.
And that's before we even start talking about the rare comic books. The comic books.
People drop cash.
They're dropping, buying and selling of that.
I
There's a
challenge you to
Mattel-
try to come to Comic-Con without spending money. Like, it is.
So far, it's been hard, but
I've already failed. I failed day one.
yeah.
You haven't bought anything yet?
Food, other than food so far.
No, I got a
but,
pen. I had to get a pen.
I love buying
I had to buy a pen. This is a fun. If y'all see it,
Can
it
you see
says
his little pen?
nobody. It says nobody asked you.
Nobody
Yeah.
asked you.
No, exactly.
I needed it. I needed it. I needed it.
Yeah,
in
it's
my
like
life.
I'm walking around with this shirt today with "My existence is resistance" in Spanish, in the trans pride flag colors. It's kind of like subtle but subversive.
I like and I love how like the last time I saw you, you were performing poetry at the White House. So, you blazing trails wherever you go.
I try. Somebody got to do it.
Well,
Somebody has to do it. But
It was a great piece too that you read. It was all about trans women of color whose lives are being lost, if I remember correctly.
yeah, it may have been
powerful.
one of my other sisters, but I do write poetry
was
from time to time.
It was powerful
you can
stuff.
check her out at
Transgrio. Transgrio.blogspot.com. That's Transgrio.
And I got one of your poem collections. It's amazing. It's good stuff. It hits you. It hits you right here.
Thanks for coming, Monica. I'm going to grab Tara and say hi to her. We
cool.
got to sign
All right,
off.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, later.
Bye.
Later.
We'll see you at the panel. Bye.
Got it.
All right.
All right. Hi, we're going to grab Tara Madison Avery here, who is a fantastic, beautiful artist, and she is also part of Prism.
It's always fun.
Yes, I am. Prism is a 501c3 nonprofit that promotes LGBTQ comics creators, and fandom throughout the country. And we are here at booth 2144, as we are every year in San Diego. And
Have you had a chance to take a look at
the Vinet booth here last year. They were booth partners with us, and this year we thought this would be a great way to support the bi community and show bi pride.
And it's really been awesome.
I have to-
We've been
yeah,
working
I
out.
definitely have
You
to.
have kind of a celebrity down the way here, don't you?
Yes, we do. One of our other signers this year is Lee Mars.
Slip into something more.
She is the creator of Pudge,
hello,
an
yeah.
underground comic from the 70s, one of the earliest known bi characters in American comics, and title character Pudge, the old girl blimp, has romances with both men and women in this particular book.
Yeah, so if you're around, come down and see see her and check out the book.
Eisner.
She's up for an
Eisner
Eisner
Award.
Award,
Yeah.
which is a big deal, by the way.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. We're about to do our panel. You guys have probably told them so much about that. And, out here promoting bi books as well, including Crime with Magenta, which we just demonstrated earlier. Tyler Cohen's bi book award-winning memoir, which includes moments of surrealism in order to illustrate the internal reality of
Are you
her
going
life.
to take off?
Well, I had to change for the
Also-
panel. So
okay.
Change the panel.
Yeah.
So,
Also, Dylan Edwards is here,
Dylan
right?
Edwards is here. He has actually stepped away from the booth for a moment. He's a trans cartoonist. I call him the Dean of Trans Comics. He's an asexual artist as well, and he's the author of Transposed, which is the choice comic for transmasculine individuals. It's an anthology featuring all real life people, and he's featured in. Will be featured in our upcoming book. We're Still Here, featuring all trans cartoonists. So,
And that's going to be
excited about
great.
that.
That's going to be great.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So what can I tell you? Let me what can I tell you about Prism SDP or anything else?
It's a wonderful organization. You have a cartoon of your own, or several of them actually, Gooch, which is awesome. It's about a bisexual man navigating his love and his life.
Yes, it is. I want to do a collected Gooch at one point. So
I do, yeah.
I've got it kind of halfway put together with all the other projects I have. I keep moving it to the back of the line, but I would like before the end of the year to have a complete Gooch for the Gooch fans out there with some
buy it.
additional material that has never been seen before. Never made it to print. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, we've been on longer than we thought we would be, but we have to wrap up and go get ready for our panel. I want to tell you all thank you for coming on. We appreciate it, and we will see you soon.
Take care. Thank you.
Just remember, everybody, you're not wrong, you're not broken, and you are not alone. You're just a human being, and you are bisexual plus. Bye.